Yay me! Hi everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to transform a long skirt to a cute jumper skirt or pinafore, whatever you want to call it. A skirt with straps. I know this is a really simple transformation, but it's really helpful for those who are beginning how to sew and just learning new techniques. So this may be very helpful for you if you're new to sewing. If you have a clothing item and you love the print on it, let me know in the comments what the clothing item is and I can maybe do a video on how to change it up for you. If you like to follow me on social media, the one social media I'm active on is Instagram, so you can follow me at Crafty Amy if you like to keep up with my pictures, toy unboxing videos, hauls, anything like that. So let's get started. I found this skirt at Goodwill for only $6. I love the print, I just wouldn't wear it as a long skirt, so I decided to add straps and make it shorter. First you want to try on the skirt and place a pin where you want the skirt to lay. Now you want to measure from the bottom of the skirt to the pin that you placed and make markings along the whole skirt with that same measurement. Now from that line you want to add your seam allowance. You can do 1.5 inches or 2 inches. I'm doing 1.5 inches, 1/2 inch for seam allowance and 1 inch for the hem. Then with either regular scissors or pinking shears, I'm going to cut one layer on the seam allowance line that I just made. If you never used pinking shears, this is a good tool to use if you don't want your fabric to fray. Now that the skirt is cut, you want to iron down the seam allowance. Now I'm ironing the 1/2 inch so the raw edges are covered. Since my skirt is a little too big on the waist, I'll be taking it in as discreetly as possible without having to take off the waistband. So here I'm folding over the amount that I need by matching the pleats in order to make it blend in. Now that I folded the amount that I needed to make it fit me, I can just top stitch the little fold down. Use matching colored thread in order to make it blend in even more. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and the end. To finish the hem, I'm going to use the blind stitch feature on this machine. It's a little tricky to explain, but if you watch, it makes sense more. So with the wrong side up, you want to fold down the hem towards the right side of the skirt, leaving about 1/4 inch. When the needle catches the skirt, you want to make sure it only catches by a teensy bit, because the more you catch, the more thread that will show on the outside of the skirt. But if you're using the same color thread as the skirt, it shouldn't show that much. This is how it looks after it's sewn. All you need to do is iron it. This is one of my favorite stitches on the machine because it looks so effortlessly clean. To make the straps, I'm cutting a long strip that's 3 inches wide, and that includes seam allowance. After you cut long strips that are 3 inches wide, you may need to sew 2 together in order to get the length that you need. Iron down the seam allowance so it's less bulky. Then with some interfacing, you want to interface the straps so they're nice and sturdy. Make sure they're long enough to go from the front of the skirt over your shoulders to the back of the skirt. Iron down the 1/2 inch seam allowance on both sides. Then you want to fold it in half and iron. Now sew both sides of the straps. Make sure to sew the other side the same direction as the first so your straps don't come out all twisted. If you want to add a cute little loop to hold the straps in the back, you just need to cut a little strip of fabric. And don't forget to interface it. Check to make sure that it'll fit the 2 straps. Sew the piece of fabric right sides together, hot dog style. Trim one side of the seam allowance so it's less bulky. Use a safety pin to flip it right side out. Press and top stitch the sides. And then sew the ends together. Pin the straps on the skirt and make your marking where it fits comfortably. Underneath the mark is where you'll sew a buttonhole. Then you'll sew the buttons on the inside of the waistband. Place your button in the buttonhole foot. If you'd like to watch a video more in depth about sewing buttons and buttonholes, you can go to my Sewing 101 series episode 9 to watch the tutorial. Now just finish the ends of the straps. Position the strap so it matches the markings you made. Make sure to sew the button at the bottom of the buttonhole since the straps will be pulled upwards. Sew the button so it doesn't show on the outside. Top stitch the edges of the loop and you're all done. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs it up so I know that you found it helpful and you want to see more videos like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you'll be notified when I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching.